Hello everyone, this is Sin Patriarch here, and today I'm bringing you some Dark Souls. Now, Dark Souls is my favorite game, probably, of the last console generation. Which means that when I heard Dark Souls 3 was going to be coming out, and it was going to be headed by the same guy, who made Dark Souls 1, I got super stoked because Dark Souls 2 in my opinion, was pretty shitty because of the other director. So, with all that out of the way, we'll be making ourselves a girl because the first character I ever beat the game with was a bandit named Wesser. So I figured I would redo the past. She had light brown hair, and that looks to be about it. It was a strength build mainly. Ended up using Claymore and a Shotel. I'm gonna be quiet for this.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and lasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then, from the dark, they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone spears. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. Seath, the scales, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
There's still one more cutscene after this, so I'm gonna keep quiet. But I just got reminded why I really love Dark Souls.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Well, this game sure does look better than I remember, especially with the cutscenes. The cutscenes looked a lot better than I remember, especially on the 360. But anyway, so yeah, guys, Dark Souls was the first Souls game I played, and it was by far my favorite. Dark Souls 2 just doesn't really live up to it. Bloodborne was alright, but I think Dark Souls just has, that flavor that neither of the other two games possess. That is, currently completely unique to Dark Souls as a game. But I'm hoping that Dark Souls 3 is really successful and a really good game, and one that can end the series with a bang, so Miyazaki can start, move it on to better things, like another, mech game, because a mech game would be fucking a baller. But that's besides the point. So this won't be like a super extensive playthrough. I won't be doing everything. I'll be doing as much as I feel like. But as I was saying when I was making this character, my first character I ever beat the game with was a girl named Wesser, and this is also the first character I PvP'd with. And although she wasn't perfectly spec'd for it, I think PvP meta was 125 and I was about 130. I still had a great time, and I used a Shotel and a Claymore, along with the Grasscrest Shield, and I remember my exact setup, too. I had the... Oops, sorry. I had the, Lord Gwyn's robes, the, black hood, or whatever, the black lady's hood. The gold trimmed hood. I had that one. That was my hood of choice. And then, yeah, it was back when Dark Souls had kind of just gotten popular, and I think PewDiePie had just released his first video on Dark Souls. So, it just hit that point where it was getting really popular, and so I made this build to effectively just PvP and have a good time, beat the fuck out of noobs. I ended up beating the shit out of a lot of noobs and having a really good time. But here we're going to talk to Oscar of Astora.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Woo! Estus. Alright.
Oh, and
Oops.
this.
And the East Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Alright, so that's Oscar of Astora. Astora is a faraway country from Drain Lake, which is all about knights and a holy... No, I don't think it's the Holy Order. I don't think that's Astora, at least. But anyway, they're a very, you know, knightly kind of society. Bunch of good dudes, we can assume. And Oscar's from there, and there's a story passed down in his family about the two bells, but as we'll see a little bit later, it might not be just his family who passes down this story. But that's for when we get down here a little bit more. Okay, time to take some stuff off. No, I want to keep this on, so we'll take that off. There we go. Alright, I like to fast roll. That's how I PvP'd, that's how I PvE'd once I got good. You know, my, Wesser, my first character to beat the game, wasn't even my first attempt to play the game. My first attempt, I didn't know where to go after I got to Anor Londo. I thought I was stuck, and I didn't have the Lord Vessel or anything, and I didn't know where to fight Ornstein and Schmo. Because I didn't know about the ledge thing. And I guess my puny brain just couldn't figure it out for some reason. So I just kind of gave up from there, and then I went and watched a walkthrough of Seamus. His YouTube was SSHOPKC, something like that. He was a good guy, but he stopped uploading videos, and I don't know what happened to him. And if he's out there, he needs to come home to YouTube. Because it would be a wonder to have him back. Because he just makes good content. Anybody who makes good content, in my book, is a good guy. So, anyway, Asylum Demon isn't really that tough. Especially the Bandit. The Bandit's basically like one of the best classes for dealing with him, besides maybe the Mage and the Pyromancer, because they have ranged options. But, I don't know. Bandit has this fucking axe, which is really, really good, and I was tempted to use for the entire game, but I switched to the Claymore because I realized I like swords more than axes, and that will be true of this playthrough. It won't be an exact replica of that playthrough because, well, it just won't be. And I don't know if I'll be doing any PvP. I don't know if PvP is still active on the 360. If it is, then I'll try to find it, but we're gonna probably not be involved in much. I might try to do a few Cowering invasions when I get back into it, but I'll be quiet now.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Alright, so we have arrived in Lordran, atop what I can only imagine is just a giant raven that carries people to their certain death, demise, and insanity. And those beautiful cutscenes again, god damn. And our disgusting shriveled body again, god damn. So the first thing we're going to do when we get here is we're going to go turn human. Before much else, we're going to be doing some runs and stuff, just that I kind of do. That's my little normal way to start the game, which includes collecting a few weapons and leveling up a bit. We'll go in reverse hollowing. So I just want to be human. I like being human. We're going to level up. We're going to put some points into endurance, point into dexterity, and point into strength. We'll just have that kind of good spread for right now. Okay, since we kind of lost all that, and yeah. So I haven't done these kind of runs in a while. It's been a while since like I said, since I've played Dark Souls as a series, or as a game, because my Xbox hasn't been hooked up with me, and I just recently got it back, so I have pledged to play more Dark Souls, because this will be probably one of the last chances I get, unless they do an HD re-release, which, please, for the love of God, From Software, I need an HD re-release, and I need it now. So you can kind of hurt him. It's not very... doesn't do very much damage, but as long as you take these guys kind of on, like, one at a time-ish, they're usually not too bad. Like, that's them trying to parry, so just don't even bother with that. There you go. Gonna fuck them up, just kind of disorient them. Alright. I was expecting him to jump. Alright, you don't have to... Ah, you see? They're dicks. Surprised he didn't die. The combat in this game is probably one of the best parts, but I think really this is a good test of your combat prowess, how well you can do against these guys. Go ahead and drink up an Estus. Oh, fuck. Just gonna keep him fucked up like that, keep him occupied. Drink! And... backstab. Okay. So that's just kind of how you fight them. I won't be fighting them very much from here on out. I'm just going to be picking stuff up and running. But I figured you guys might want to see the general strategy, which is just shield up and turtle them. Unless you're confident enough to get around behind them and backstab them, then in that case, you know, go crazy. Kill as many as you can, have a good time. It's a good test, like I said, of your combat skills in the game in general, just because, like, they're not really tough enemies once you level up, but when you first get into the game and, you know, you have this kind of unleveled shit, it's kind of like a test almost, because, you know, these guys have they have a pretty varied moveset, and they have a lot of ways to throw you off and little tricks. So it's kind of, to me, just kind of like almost like a mini gauge of like where you are combat wise. You can hear his fucking footsteps. Oh my god. Oh no, I fell off. Shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. That never happens to me. I usually run through that side, and I do it pretty well. But obviously I screwed up this time. But that's whatever. We will be going back, getting that. Really what I wanted was the souls and the like. I mean, I only had about 200 souls, and yeah, it's a waste of humanity, but I was probably going to waste it anyway. Because the next location I'm going is a little place we like to call New Londo, and I'm going to be picking up a Firekeeper soul. But yeah, like I said, this is just my normal, like, kind of beginning route. I figured I'd do this in the first episode just to get it out of the way so we could go do more fun things. Like, for example, the Taurus Demon, which I don't know if I'll get that far in this episode. I might save him for episode 2, but I just want to get all this, you know, initial dumb stuff out of the way that takes a little while to get through and is, you know, not the best part of the game by any means. The frame rate's a little choppy, but, I mean, that's the Xbox version, and this game is not very optimized. And it's better than PC, I think. So, we'll talk to...
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Fuck you, talk to me.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Thank you so much.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my so what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
No, I fucking hate miracles.
That is a shame. But each to their own. Speak to me if you have a change of heart.
I fucking hate miracles because I'm a bandit, and that's witchery and shit. I really get into my characters 110%, I swear. But yeah, this game is just, there's a lot about it that was just done so well, and just so right. Like, the aesthetic is completely and utterly amazing. It's very pleasing to see the old, the old ruins of this church, the Firelink Shrine. This giant wall for the city of, I guess it's not Anor. I guess this isn't like the cathedral. No, it's not the cathedral. It's not the cathedral ward, because that was in Bloodborne. Undeadburg, I guess. Upper Undead. There's like Lower Undeadburg, Upper Undeadburg, and then there's like the church. Down there is Blighttown. And then down maybe that way? Well, let me think. Okay, so Nito's that way, and he's like all the way down that way. So I don't know, but everything's around here. We're about to head to a very super spooky area that will, well, if we took a certain way, we'd be able to pass by a lot of stuff and possibly get a shield I want. So I think we might actually do that. That'd be pretty trickster of us. I don't know if we'll make it. So I'm gonna send that back up. But yeah, I don't have a lot of souls on me. Everything I'm going to be getting I don't really care about too much, so it's not that big of a deal. But the thing I want to get is a Grass Crest Shield, because if I can get that early, it means that I can have good stamina regen throughout the game, which is really one of the more important parts in my eyes to this game. I will be going through Blighttown the right way. I won't be going through this back way. But that is an option for you, if you are so inclined as to skip the annoying way to Blighttown, take the Master Key or the Thief class, either or, and open up that door. And it's pretty nice. It means you don't really, you get to skip the annoying parts, but I wouldn't advise it on your first playthrough because, well, everybody has to do it. So one of these is going to set them off. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, because it's that other one. This one doesn't set them off either. But it's when you go for the shield, which is okay, but not what we're looking for. You set them off. Okay, so this is going to be the really, really deadly part. I have to make it over there. I have to make it through these drakes. Which will shoot lightning at me and shit. And our totes magotes not cool. So we're just going to have to pray to God I can dodge them. Oh, nope, that hurt. No! Okay, alright, we're good. You can't hurt me. Oh. God, you can hear him behind me just stomping. Thump, 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 thump. Thump, thump. Oh, please take me up. Okay, so we just, we actually skipped. We skipped a good bit that I'll be going back to, do. But I figured I'd go ahead and do this just for shits and giggles. I will pick up this shield and then, well, I'll have to fight my way through some guys, but we'll make it back to Firelink Shrine. I'll try not to kill too many. I won't kill any of the permanent enemies. Besides this guy. This guy is the Halberd Knight, and I just fucking got him one shot. That was perfect. That was so much better than I thought it could have been. Because he was guarding this. Grass Crest Shield. Let's go ahead and equip this baby. Let's see. Old medium metal shield of unknown origin. The Grass Crest is lightly imbued with magic, which slightly speeds stamina recovery. So turn that bad boy on, and our stamina recovers incredibly fast. So now, now that I've done this, next objective is to get the fuck out of here. Now I have two ways about this. I could go up that way. That will take me to Havilah Rock, and I could run backwards through an area. But I don't want to do that because I want to take you guys back to the beginning. I mean, you guys can join me for the ride, and I'll just kind of talk about the game. So, yeah, this is one of the more interesting areas, I'll say. Number one, because it's night, and it's one of the only areas besides Anne Orlando at a specific time that's night. And it's pretty interesting. You don't see a lot of night areas in this game, really. I mean, there are definitely some dark areas like the crypt and, of course, the catacombs and Nito's place. You know, the Tomb of the Great Lords. I don't know, but it's been a while since I played, like I said, and I don't remember all the names to all the places, but I remember enough to get by. So here we're gonna have to deal with some of these tree dudes. I mean, if I was going to fight them, which I'm not. Oh, shit. But we have another adversary to deal with. He's big, he's mean, he's not very green. It's this thing. Oh, man, I barely missed that. Anyway, this is what he likes to do, and then he also likes to throw lightning, so you roll, and you kind of shit yourself a little bit. That's Andre. We'll talk to him later. I probably shouldn't have taken this journey. When I did, I should have gone through normally, but I want to showcase my skill a little bit. So I'm going to light up this bonfire. We'll go here, and we will pump some more into endurance and one into vitality. Seems good enough to me. Let's equip this. Can I fast roll? Not quite. Oh well. Okay, well, I'm good with this. Alright, so now we've done... Oh, wait, can I get the claymore from here? Yeah, well, no. No, I can't. Let's go a different way. Okay, well, that'll be another objective of mine, is to get the claymore next time I'm up here, and we'll use that to kill the boss here. But for now, I'm just going to run through everything and try to avoid it. There's nothing here that we need to engage ourselves with. We're just going to run. It will open up this shortcut, but I won't be using it for anything for that matter. And I still actually have one more thing I need to do. Thank you. But there's still one more thing I need to do before we can call it quits on this episode. And that is to get a Firekeeper soul from from Anne Orlando, which is what I originally went down there to do. But then I decided to be a little sneaky. So yeah, I opened up that shortcut. That's a real easy way to do it if you're fast enough and if you know, feel like you're up to it. It's really good, and it's an easy way to get shit done. This bonfire here. And usually I would do this with Homeward Bones, and I would probably be human right now. And I would use a Homeward Bone once I got the thing I'm looking for, the Firekeeper soul. And, you know, I'd use that, and it would just teleport me back. I wouldn't have to die. But I don't have a lot of souls, and I don't really care that much. So we're just gonna, you know, do it this way. We're gonna die for it, which sucks, but there's no death counter. So, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to do a perfect run or anything like that. I've never done one of those, and that might be a good challenge, but I'm not into a challenge run quite yet. I haven't played enough of Dark Souls 1 in a while to say I'd be confident enough for any kind of challenge run. That, and I don't think I'll be playing much Dark Souls 1 once Dark Souls 3 comes out. If it's any good, which, God willing, it will be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Into the depths with ye. Yeah, the frame rate really fucking tanks here. This isn't even just, like, just my system. It's everybody's system. Besides, I want to say the only PC doesn't have a problem with it because of all the fixes and stuff. But it's... Oh, fuck, that shit reaches. Okay, well, all I have to do... essentially is running a straight line around these guys. Get the Firekeeper Soul and fuck you. Nope. They'll never take me alive. Alright. So we'll read the description on the Firekeeper Soul, and then we'll turn it into our Firekeeper, and then we'll call this first episode. We got a lot done, a lot more than I actually intended. I didn't think that I would be able to go and do all that, but here I am. Okay, so real quick. Firekeeper Soul. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire, and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of precious Estus flasks. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the Firekeeper Soul to reinforce the Estus flask. There's actually a way to use infinite Firekeeper Souls to get your thing up, your soul limit up to 99, but it's a glitch and I don't use it. No response, she can't speak. Reinforce the Estus flask. And there we go, bada boom bada bing. So, here we are. We've done everything I normally do in the first hour of playing, about 30 minutes, besides get that stuff. But next, we'll be going to conquer the lower undead burg, and it should be a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, please don't forget to like and subscribe and stuff, and I'll see you for episode 2. Later.